Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So before the meeting ended, I was mentioning something. Just a second. So I was saying the difference before now the meeting ended. Now, when you do one trial, and when you do five trials, when you do five trials and you document, you journal your trades and your entries, exits, and all that, you'll realize that the mistakes you're making are repetitive. 90% of the time, the mistakes you're making are repetitive. So you'll find you're either closing positions early or you're taking positions early, or you're not. Maybe you are moving your stop loss, or your risk is too much. It's not consistent. So you'll find that the mistakes you're making are repetitive in the market. Okay. Then again, once you find yourself in such a scenario, you now work on whatever you've seen as repetitive mistakes. So either you may be taking your trades early. Maybe now, for example, a good example now is you take a trade, maybe let's say for when you had this setup up here. You find yourself, you know, price is going to reverse, but you take your trade from here, then price goes all the way to this area. When it comes here, instead of trying to re-enter the trade now at a more premium price, you leave it alone, then price comes to this area. You try taking it again, then price goes deeper into the zone, you are in drawdown. Then you find yourself, because you are in drawdown, you are not able to handle drawdown. So you start closing your positions and reopening again. Okay. The usually scenarios you'll find yourself you're closing and opening positions again because of that fear of seeing a realized loss. But what that does to the account is it keeps reducing the balance, it keeps reducing your margin. So by the time you're getting a good trade, you've already had several losing trades here and there. That once you have a good trade, you are now recovering unnecessary losses before now getting back on track. Okay. Yes. So usually you'll find that the losses are repetitive. When you'll find that your losses are repetitive. Then you'll also find that your strengths are repetitive as well. You'll maybe find you took some very good trades at key supply and demand areas. So when you are taking your trades at key supply and demand levels, your trades are good. You find your risk is in check. Then you are confident enough to hold the positions over a long period of time. So you work on perfecting those strengths, and then you work on improving on the weaknesses that are happening. If you're taking trades early, stick to becoming more patient. Look at the sessions that are associated with the pairs that you're trading. Wait for those sessions to come so that you are able to take the trades during those sessions as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So it helps as you progress. You'll realize your mistakes are repetitive, and also your strengths are repetitive. So you work on perfecting on your strengths, then improving your mistakes. Okay. Then there's the psychological aspect of things as well, whereby you find yourself. Now let's use this pair as an example again, because we all took this trade together. Now you know that price is going to reverse, it's going to sell from here. You are in the trade, but price has consolidated all this while. Then you find yourself, you close out that position because price has not yet moved as you had expected. Then when you close out that position, price now starts going. Then you find yourself re-entering at a lower price. Maybe you had an entry from here, your stop loss is above, you have a good setup. Then you see price has consolidated and you're not patient enough to wait. So price you close out. When price now starts now showing that it's dropping, you start taking the position from here. So you have missed a low risk, high reward position. Now you're taking a high risk, low reward position. Okay. And you'll find yourself maybe making such kind of errors. And it's not just you, and I'm addressing this now with everyone because it's a mistake that I also found myself doing in the first or second year of my trading. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll find yourself don't fall prey into such kind of don't fall prey into such kind of mistakes whereby you find yourself not able to hold a position until it gets to your target. So even when you're in drawdown, okay, so even when you're in drawdown, hold the position, hold the position and let it run until you're either fully stopped out, or two, price gets to your target. That is the only time you will take any action on your trade. Okay. But when price is consolidating, don't start increasing your stop loss. Once you increase your stop loss, now you've messed with your risk reward ratio. So don't start increasing your stops. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope I've fully answered your question.
Sure. You've answered.
Okay. Okay. So anyone else maybe with a question or an experience you'd like us to talk about?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
How long did it take for you to grow your first account, your first live account?
How long it took me to grow my first live account?
Yeah.
About a month, but then I had some very good I had some very good weeks whereby I will like double or triple the account. But then again, the greed aspect comes in, and then I would lose the entire account because now my risk was not consistent. So my risk was not consistent. So you find that if I have a good trade now, my account size, maybe I had $150, the account gets to 250. Now I increase my risk. So if I take 2-3 losses in a row, it wipes out the entire account because now the greed aspect. I'm not trading from a well calculated I'm not trading from a well calculated risk perspective. I am trading from the aspect of I want to make more money. So it was basically greed. So it took me about a month, but then again, I also blew it within the same month.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So it took me about a month to grow the account, but also I blew it within the same month.
So
But then again, I also had an experience whereby I've taken about a $30 account all the way to 150. I've even withdrawn, spent some profits, then now try to trade again and blew it. At that time, I was majorly trading Nasdaq.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, that time I was trading. I was trading Nasdaq. And an actually funny thing, I remember that time Those are the days I was even buying signals from South Africa. So you find you have okay, I have a few trader friends in South Africa. So I was buying signals from them. Then yeah, the signals will work at some point, but then again, in a long-term perspective, signals won't make you a profitable trader. So you'll find in a week, maybe you've taken 2-3 signals. Out of the 2-3 signals, 2 have worked, 1 has not worked, and on the one that has not worked is the one that you've over leveraged properly, and you blow the entire account.
So this thing is just basically just risk management.
Yeah, risk management. Trading strategy. I think I have talked about trading strategy over and over again, and that is what I keep talking about on a daily basis. I think everyone now is getting accustomed to trading. I think everyone is getting accustomed to trading supply and demand. But now the psychological aspect and the risk aspect is now a personal choice. So the way I handle my losses is not the same way you'll handle your losses. It's not the same way someone else will handle their losses. So now that is where now the individualism comes in. So we're all using the same strategy, but maybe your targets are different. My targets are different. How you handle losses are different from how I handle losses. How we will take positions in the same way, but the patience of holding the positions will be different from each other. Your risk will be different from each other, and also the consistency as well, because you'll find someone. We have talked about trading supply and demand. We trade supply and demand, but then again, you'll find someone now starts bringing in other strategies. Maybe now, like for example, you'll find someone starts maybe looking for confluences using trend lines, or maybe using the FIBO, of which it's not bad, but then again, you're now not trading the strategy, you're trading a different strategy. Okay. So when you're trading a certain strategy, it's important to stick to the rules of that strategy, because once you start now adding other things into that strategy, you're now not trading the actual strategy, you're trading something different. Okay, is that well understood?
So just basically discipline and following your trading strategy. Eh?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Being a manager,
Yeah.
like trading, I was saying, like it's basically like being a manager, a good manager.
Yes, considering you are the one accountable for the decisions that you make in the market. So every trigger that you make, every buy or sell that you click, every sell or every sell limit or buy limit that you place is a decision that you have made based on the analysis that you've done on the market. So you are the one that makes the analysis, then makes the decision to pull the trigger to either buy or sell. So all decisions lie within your hands. So it's very important to make appropriate ones, especially now that you have a solid strategy. I would say you guys are lucky that you already have a strategy now is here for you. Myself, I had to toggle through I think I had to toggle through 3 or 4 different strategies before learning the aspects of supply and demand. Because you learn this strategy, you find it doesn't work. You learn this other strategy, you find it's not the best for you. You learn another strategy, you find it has more flaws than wins. Maybe it's not suitable for you. Because I went through several strategies before now eventually settling on understanding how the markets work in the supply and demand perspective. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyone with a question? Still, remember, we are still waiting for price to come to this area, 1.07 to 50 to 70 areas. The vacancy GBP USD still trying to get that momentum to push lower, but remember the major target is still down here for this one. But for Euro USD, everyone can observe this one. So we're looking forward to taking this. This will be one of our major trades for the week. This is GBP USD. I don't know why this thing. Yeah, so this is one major. This is one major. One major. What is it called? One major trade that you're looking out for. When price gets to this area, then you can execute. You can execute the position. So anyone have a question?
I don't have a question. I've loved today's session. Today's session has been wonderful.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yes.
And we have like a session, yeah, where we talk about liquidity.
Mm-hmm. You want a session where I talk about liquidity?
No, just okay. Even like in the next session, we can just mention something about those liquidity grabs, because I've been experiencing an issue with that
Uh-huh.
price. I've seen price reach a key level, grabs liquidity, activates my stop loss, and then
Yeah. Uh-huh.
starts going to my direction. It's frustrating, man.
Okay, we can look at that during. Tomorrow is on Tuesday. We can have it. We have a session tomorrow or on Wednesday. I'll communicate. At the group. Maybe we can agree to have a session tomorrow or Wednesday. But during the next session, remind me. We can talk about liquidity during that session, and you can also now associate how liquidity grabs happen, how liquidity build up. Liquidity build up forms in the market as well.
So
Yeah.
I'll remind you.
Okay.
I have no further questions.
Okay. Maybe anyone else question or suggestion or a pair you'd like us to look at maybe before we end the session?
Jeff,
Yeah.
I don't know how long my charge will hold. I'm far from. I left my charger, so maybe I can say goodbye to you guys
It's
for
okay.
now.
It's okay. No worries. We're almost ending the session, so it's fine. You've been there for most part of the session, so we're almost ending the session. Maybe in case
No.
anyone, I'm actually looking at ending the session. Maybe in case anyone has a question or a pair you'd like us to look at before I end the session.
Jeff, your chat is loading na nilikuwa na swali.
Okay. On which pair?
Not on the pairs. So you see, we normally look at the ranges kwa the 4-hour chart.
Yeah.
Na niko nataka kujua because at times unapata I tried looking at the ranges kwa the daily chart na bias ya daily nikiangalia hivyo na 4-hour ninaona tu vitu zangu tofauti.
Are you able to see my screen?
Nangojea na load naona Euro USD.
Yeah, I'm on Euro USD.
Yeah. So sometimes unapata like nikijaribu kufanya top down analysis nikienda to the daily chart. Hebu fungua your daily.
Daily.
On my side bado ina load. Come on.
Are you able to see the screen?
Chart bado inaonyesha iko on the 4-hour chart. Euro USD.
And now?
Bado kwangu iko on the 4-hour chart. Agenda to the daily.
I don't know why it's not.
Yeah, but anyway, mi ni kitu because niko on my laptop naweza sema unaangalia like the range yenye ilianza kuundwa kwa daily. Last year ilianza 18th July, ikateremka chini mpaka around October 4th. So most of the times nikiingia nasema hiyo range bado haijakuwa filled because unaona hii ingine iling'ang'ana ikienda kuifill hapa 28th deck ikahang. Haikufika huko, haikufill the range. So at times pia unapata ina affect my bias saa yenye natafuta nini entry points or kitu ya kufanya kwa 4-hour chart.
Okay. So what I'll tell you is if you're looking at ranges, plot your ranges from the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame will give you at least how do you call it? The 4-hour time frame will give you what you're looking out for on the present, like the very, very present, and maybe a month's price action, maybe a month or two. If you zoom out, kabisa, you'll maybe see a month or two price action. But when you start seeing I don't know why this thing is behaving like this. So when you start seeing like a range from last year, that is like too far.
Yeah.
You are not able to make a solid bias based on a range that was formed last year. But you're able to make a bias based on a range that was formed last month, or a range that has been market that has been playing within a range that was formed last month or 2 months ago. Okay. So
Now what of these?
Yeah?
What of these mwenye anafanya position holding au wataangalia ranges zao on 4 hour ama wataangalia kwa a higher time frame than 4 hours?
They'll look at daily and weekly.
Oh.
Yes. If you're doing position trading now, pia hapo umeongeza fundamentals sasa, because now you'll be looking at fundamentals and now you're holding positions for several weeks. So that is daily time frame and the weekly as well.
Okay.
Yep.
I think niko sorted.
Okay. So then, if there's no other question, I'd like to end the session. That was a very interactive and an amazing session. So very good questions that have emerged, and also you've had some very good setups that you looked at for the day. So don't forget to check the setups we've talked about: Euro USD, GBP USD. If maybe you fail to get a setup on GBP USD, don't forget Euro USD is at a key area that you can take the positions from. So we will talk in the group. Maybe we'll schedule another session either tomorrow or on Wednesday. So I'll factor in whatever Joe has asked me about liquidity. Then we can go over it during that session. But remember, on Thursday you said you're having a backtesting session from 12 to 3 p.m. So that one we've already decided on it. So there's no other question. Have an amazing day ahead, everyone. So have a great day and week ahead. Let's meet up during either tomorrow's session or let's say during the next session.
Sawa. You too.
Okay.